Hello, hello. Glad you could stop by today to Life's Potluck Buffet. This is John Paulus. I'll be your host today. And today's episode is about worksheet 17, which is all about stuff happens. So stick around for more, and thanks for joining me today. Before I get to worksheet 17, I want to put it out there for anybody who's listening and thinking of these cards. I'm putting up on the screen 6 cards that I drew earlier this week, which set out our program for the week. So, okay, do these cards mean anything to you? I explained in an episode at the beginning of the week that I drew these 6 cards, shouldn't have drawn so many cards, because now that I know the mystical powers of Life's Potluck Buffet, I just said of Life's Potluck Buffet. And that's why that happened. I was wondering why that happened, because I kind of said Life's Potluck Buffet instead of Life's Potluck Buffet. The other day, I was fixing the closed captioning, and it said Lice Pollock Buffet. And if that is not the grossest of all of the buffets that auto-generated closed captionings have mistakenly entered into our world, I don't know what is. Lice Pollock, like the fish, Pollock Buffet. That is a buffet you do not want any part of. I think we all can agree on that. So, Lice Pollock. But I see why now. I probably said lice like I just did instead of lifes. Oh, yeah. Also, did you notice that a couple of episodes ago, I said worksheet number 9 twice? Here, listen to this. Worksheet number 9. Worksheet number 9. If any of you out there are Beatles fans, you might remember that really weird Revolution number 9 thing that the Beatles did, where it was like, number 9. I'll put that video in the description so you can see it if you've never seen it before. It's disturbing, but more importantly, I did not purposefully do that. That wasn't me being like, oh, I'm going to make a cool Beatles reference here. I wasn't. I just was repeating myself. But then when I was listening to it, I thought, wow, that sounded like that weird Beatles song from, 60 years ago. So here's my question to you. Do these 6 cards mean anything to you? I've been racking my brain, and I haven't come up with anything for myself. So it's card number 5, translation is your enemy. They're blue dumplings. Card 24, treat today as tomorrow. They are magenta noodles. Card number 23, the future is the present with more flying. Those are blue dumplings. It also has that Easter egg of the flying blue dumpling there. And card 9, bad managers and leaders are great for showing how to do it right. You'll recall that we did worksheet 9 for the past 4 days. Card 17, which is today's worksheet, everything that happens to us is only partly our doing. I get that one. And finally, the logo wild card with 2 stars, and that has dumplings as well. And it asks, think of a logo. And that's that. So those are the 6 cards I drew. If those mean anything to anybody out there, please let me know in the comments, because maybe this message isn't for me. Maybe this message from Life's Potluck Buffet cards are for someone out there. So, maybe they're trying to get their message out there. So if that's you, if these cards all together as a group mean something to you, then let me know. I'd really be interested to find out. So let's get to worksheet 17. Worksheet 17 has the title, Stuff Happens. Remember, card 17 was all about everything that happens to us is only partly our doing. So, in your work and as you're accomplishing things, we bring to it our part of that. But frankly, I'd say probably 80%, in my estimation, are external factors. And what we bring to it, we're talking about 20%. That's interesting because we don't usually think that way. We think that we're bringing 90% and the external stuff is 10%. But card 17 asks us to think of things in a different way, and I think that's very helpful. So worksheet 17 is stuff happens. And on the top left corner, the waves that are made out of the magenta noodles have been amplified, so they're much higher. And the blue dumpling, which are representing ships floating on those waves, are in a trough coming out onto a big wave in high seas. So stuff is definitely happening. On the bottom right corner, there are the 3 blue dumplings. They are now at anchor. You can see they have little magenta anchor chains coming from their hull, from their bow. And there's a sun, which is the lemon dot from the Lemon Dots suit. And there are 3 dock pilings, these dock posts that you have on piers and stuff, in magenta, in the water to the right of the anchored blue dumplings. So that's the framing of the card, along with the other stuff. There's a blue frame and the worksheet in magenta name on the top right with the number 17 and a blue bowl with magenta filling in it. On the bottom right-hand side, by the way, says Life's Potluck Buffet and has the website lifespotluck.com, not licepollock.com. Please don't go to licepollock.com. Go to lifespotluck.com. I can give you no guarantees of what you will find at licepollock.com. So the center part of the worksheet has our instructions. On the left-hand side, there's kind of a blank space that says, right outside the circle, factors in your work that are out of your control. Then there's a yellow circle that says, right inside the circle, factors in your work that are in your control. Okay, so outside the circle, out of our control, inside the circle, in our control. Okay, so let's stop there. And on the next episode, I'll fill out worksheet 17 with my thoughts about what I think is outside of my control and in my control at the moment. If you would like to work on this in the meantime, go to lifespotluck.com/worksheets and download worksheet 17 and give it a shot. And if you have been enjoying the daily episodes of Life's Potluck Buffet, please subscribe. The notifications part is up to you. I don't tend to do notifications because it's a little too much, Anyway, I'll leave the notification part up to you. And I'll see you next time.